Yo, what's up, you guys? Back again with another video, fresh and fast for you guys. And this is another comment left in my previous videos with the question. And I really love these type of comments. It really helps me engage with you guys. GGEZS dropped a question. He says, can you help me understand the point of SGOV in the margin portfolio? SGOV pays 3.8%. Margin costs Robinhood is 5%. Why not just pay down margin? Very good question. Matter of fact, it's a great question. In my previous video, I showed you my holdings, how I had SGOV. Now, why have I begun to buy it? It's not about just the yield. It's about me continuing to contribute to the gross portfolio growth of my account. The question is a great question because he was, looking at it. If SGOV gives you 3.8% in margin and margin costs you 5%, why do it? If you don't know, SGOV is a short-term treasury bill, lower volatility, and I'm using it as a parking spot. It gives me 3.4 to 4%, and the margin that I borrow from Robinhood costs at 5%. So yes, in this case, it's actually costing me money to deposit in SGOV or to buy SGOV. And he's asking why not reduce the debt. Very good question, very logical question, but here is the answer. Okay, in my system, the paycheck has to be deposited and it has to move. Every time I get paid, my system calls me to bring the paycheck into the broker and invest. So SGOV became my middle option when I didn't want to force bad buys at all-time highs. Because you're going to see as you run this system, when you get paid and bring your money over to the broker, you don't just want to invest because you have to invest in order for the system to keep on moving and working. I don't like buying at all-time highs. So I had three options: either leave the cash sitting in the portfolio, meaning deposit it back. So whatever margin balance that I have, once I deposit my whole check, it brings that margin balance down, which is the viewer from the YouTube comment suggest, or he said, why not rather do that? That lowers debt, but my gross portfolio value doesn't grow from that deposit. The option two is what you would typically do if you didn't think out the system like I did. You would buy stocks at all-time highs. The portfolio grows. It does contribute to your gross portfolio amount, but the entries may be bad. And at this stage, this phase in my portfolio, I don't want to buy at all-time highs. And option three is what I created for myself a couple of weeks ago. I came across SGOV. I said, I wish it was basically a savings account inside the market that I can park my money in and it still contribute to the gross of my portfolio. And also, in addition to that, it provides me with cash, quote unquote, or dry powder, so I can stay ready for a market dip or to buy my stocks, my assets at a better price point. So right now I have only 1,000 left, a little bit over 1,000 left in SGOV. I wrote some out of SGOV and I bought DRAM last week, as you can see in my last portfolio update video, which is the previous video. Now my gross is 23,420. So if we were to do option one, like the YouTube viewer left in the comment suggested, or the question that they had, option one would be to pay down margin. So I would deposit my check into the account and I would invest anything. I would just pull for my bills, which is $3,800. The debt has been reduced, however, but I still have 1,049 that I can really use that'll keep my margin below my 28% cap. Option two would be to invest that $1,000 and $1,049 into the market across my tickers: NVIDIA, Tesla, Chippy, DRAM, whatever I chose at the time. But that would be at a bad entry, because especially the total index VTI that I have has been in the all-time high. So the market has been chopping the past couple of weeks, but it's still close to all-time highs. My portfolio value would have went up to 24,469. My margin would have went up by the amount that I invested, which is the $1,000 and $1,049. And to me, in my estimation, it would have been a bad entry. Yes, we can dollar cost average. Yes, we can do that. But I wanted to do something a little bit more sniper-like. So option 3 was I found that SGOV is like a savings account in the market. I'm not saving money, quote unquote, because my margin that I'm borrowing against is 5%, and SGOV gives me 3 to 4%. So I am losing out on 1%. However, my portfolio value still grows to 24,469, and that extra $1,000 is being held in SGOV, waiting for the next 2 weeks or the next month, depending on how much I allocate in SGOV every 2 weeks to buy another asset at a great price. Plus, my gross portfolio value has went from 23,000 to now 24,000, thus giving me more room to use my margin. Because the key in this system is we want our gross value to continue to go up every 2 weeks. However, I want it to go up wisely and smartly. And so me putting my money in SGOV is kind of like, I don't want to call it a cheat code, but I'm parking my money there momentarily for 2 weeks at a time, for a month at a time. And when I see a stock that I want to buy go on sale, I roll out of SGOV, meaning I sell my SGOV, and the amount that I sell out of SGOV, I buy one of my stocks or assets that I'm looking to buy. Thus, the portfolio is continuing to grow, and it doesn't stay at 23,000 with the margin being paid down. So I'm maxing out all my potential money that I can have to invest while keeping my margin at 28%. I know that was a long drawn out answer, but I had to explain it in a way because there was a great question that he asked, and I hope I made sense on that. So just rewind it, going back to slide 3 and 4, and just listen again to what I said. So again, SGOV keeps the portfolio growing without me forcing to buy stocks at a high. Because again, as you deposit your money to invest, me personally, yes, I can buy at all-time highs. Yes, I can dollar cost average, but I don't want to, especially going into September. We know September is nicknamed Bloody September because the market tends to pull back. And if I can get my ETFs at a better price, if I can get especially my single stocks at a better price, especially the NVIDIA, the Tesla, which is highly volatile in the margin account, I would like to buy that at a good deep discount, wherefore I can lower my cost basis. My cost basis for Tesla is $369. My cost basis for NVIDIA is $182, which both is kind of good. But what I anticipate the market to do in September is to pull back, and I can buy my assets that are on sale via the SGOV that I am beginning to accumulate in anticipation for that pullback, and also the additional dry powder that I have within my margin. This is why I keep my margin cap at 28%. Okay, again, SGOV increases my gross portfolio value. If I only let the paycheck reduce margin, the accounts get safer, but the total invested line does not grow the same way. Buying SGOV keeps the capital inside the invested portfolio. Okay, that's why I do it, sir. I don't know if you're a sir or a ma'am, but I am just answering the question. So, and again, reason 2, I don't want to buy at all-time highs. When NVIDIA, Tesla, DRAM, where the market is stretched, forced buys just to stay invested can create bad entries, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. SGOV lets me follow the system without chasing. Right, so SGOV is just me parking my money, waiting. Yes, technically I am losing 1% of the money, technically. You are right. You are completely right. Who left that comment? You are completely right. But I know I can get that 1% in a matter of a day when the stocks that I'm waiting for a dip and I buy them at a deep discount. The returns will be 10 times, 20 times way more than me trying to save out on the 1% because I'm buying it at a deep discount, and the rebound will be great for my portfolio. SGOV is my dry powder bucket. Deposit. I don't put all my money in SGOV, obviously. I still do my bi-weekly amounts in NVIDIA, in Tesla, in DRAM, in VTI. But with the market being at all-time highs, coming into September, I'm just anticipating a pullback. And with the anticipation, I'm just preparing by putting not most, but a good percentage of my non-invested money into stocks. I'm putting it in SGOV, waiting for that pullback. Then I can roll out of SGOV and buy what I really want. On the pullback, I can buy NVIDIA, Tesla, DRAM with the same stocks, better prices, thus lowering my cost basis and better probability of my account growing way faster from the gains, because we know the market always rebounds. Because sometimes I need more flexibility more than a tiny spread. Paying down margin is safer and sometimes the right move, but SGOV gives me a flexible holding position that keeps the system moving while I wait for better stock prices. Okay, it is my dry powder that I'm keeping in the market, waiting to buy more assets at a discount price. I'm not saying SGOV always beats paying margin. If margin gets too high, then of course the priority will change. The first job is protecting the account. SGOV only makes sense when the margin is already controlled. I keep my hard cap at 28%. If it's over 28%, I won't invest in SGOV. Then I would do what the YouTube viewer left a comment. What he said was pay down the margin. Whatever amount that I have that's over 28% in my margin, I just want to invest for that paycheck cycle. This right now is my portfolio. This is the real world portfolio backdrop like I showed you guys in my last video. Matter of fact, I had a lot more SGOV. I had about 2,500 worth of SGOV, and I began to buy more of DRAM last week. I bought a little bit of NVIDIA last week, and I bought no Chippy. I think Chippy is going to pull back also too. And just with the dividend stocks, I just know that the NAV decay can be real. And at this stage in my portfolio, I don't want anything dragging my portfolio down. So SGOV is not the star. It's simply the waiting room. The goal is still on the assets I believe in. SGOV helps me stay disciplined when prices are too high, and help me to stay ready when the market finally gives me a better entry. When it falls into our trap, meaning when it gives us a pullback that we've been waiting for, and we can pile in hard. We can buy the dip hard, and in a matter of months, see 20% return, 50% return, in some cases 100% return on our money. So the simple answer is, if margin is too high, I pay it down. If margin is controlled and stocks are stretched, SGOV acts as my dry powder. The main lesson is the system matters more than chasing the yield. Again, this is not financial advice. This is my personal system and my real portfolio journey. And I thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you got value out the video. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and leave another question in the comment. You never know, I might make a video about it, just like I made a video about this faithful viewer of my channel that left a comment. So I hope you guys have a blessed day. You'll be seeing this video probably Sunday afternoon. Today is Saturday evening. I had free time, man. Wife gone, kids gone. I just enjoyed myself. I went to Taco Mama, ate good. Went to Cookie Fix, got my cookie. I haven't eaten my cookies yet because that sugar messes with my throat. So when I'm speaking to the mic, I didn't want to be clearing my throat the whole time. But now that this video is over, I'm about to tear them cookies up. I'll see y'all later. Peace.